Joining us now is the vibrant and wonderful Tatyana Jones, and she is the creator of DeFi Snacks. DeFi Snacks, D-E-F-I. Each letter stands for something. What is it?
Yes.
It's delicious. What else?
Delicious, energizing fitness indulgence.
Okay. So as a fitness expert, you realize that sometimes you'd want to snack like 2 or 3 times a week, but that maybe those snacks weren't so healthy. So what did you do?
Yep. So I feel like now we live in a world where there's different kinds of trends kind of emerging. One is the indulgence trend. Chocolate, for example, is a $19 million category. It's growing very healthily, 4% year over year. There's brands that have a better for you spin to them, like Undercover Chocolate, for example. And generally speaking, they are growing much, much faster than the category. They're growing over 100%. So chocolate is not going away. Consumers are admitting that they're snacking indulgently a couple of times a week. At the same time, on the other hand, consumers are also saying, I need to exercise more. 60% of consumers are saying they're eating better for you snacks. And things like fiber and protein generally give you a better for you type of feel to it. And then on the other side, also protein currently is around a $10 billion category, but by 2023, it's supposed to grow tremendously to over 20 billion. Okay. So what I created, DeFi, the whole idea behind DeFi is taking both of those things. You know, you can, like the brand personality is, you can be both good and bad at the same time.
Yes.
We're a little bit of a rebel.
I know, I thought that was so funny. I'm like, yeah, because I'm really, really good, but every once in a while I can be bad, right?
Exactly.
But I like the fact that if you are fit and you don't really want to consider yourself cheating, that this allows you to have a snack that tastes incredible but isn't so terrible for you. It's actually pretty good for you. So what's in it? So you have milk chocolate, dark chocolate, and then dark chocolate Himalayan sea salt, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So those are the 3 flavors that we're launching with. We do have an innovation pipeline for future flavors as well. My overall approach to innovation is to create a base and kind of iterate on that base with mass driving flavors to later go to retail. So I'm starting with the most appealing flavors based on my research, dark chocolate and milk chocolate. And then the Himalayan sea salt is kind of hitting on that trend of people loving having something savory and something sweet. In every single one of the SKUs, the base is kind of the same. So we start with real 100% high quality chocolate. Then we add whey crisps, which is kind of like a fast absorbing protein. So if you did want to eat some chocolate right after the gym, you could, and it could actually, help you perform better and build some muscle. Then we also add casein powder, which is a slow absorbing protein. And what happens with that is you tend to be fuller for longer. Okay. So it has that great combination of slow and fast absorbing. And then additionally, I'm originally from Ukraine, and a Ukrainian staple that I grew up with is buckwheat. And when I moved to the US, I was very surprised that there's really not a lot of things that have buckwheat in it. It's not as big of a trend as, let's say, quinoa, but it is so much more healthy, and it's just so misunderstood.
Well, it is misunderstood because in the research that I was learning about you, buckwheat is a fruit.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you believe that?
I was shocked to know that. I was like, really? So
Yeah.
I guess that means that the seeds on the buckwheat are on the outside. Is that what makes it a fruit? What makes it a fruit?
So it's a fruit seed, basically.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay. So those are it's simple ingredients, healthy alternative. It's a snack. Now, when you bite it, is it crisp? Is it a crunchy kind of thing, like a chip? Or is it more like soft doughy? What is it? What's the consistency?
So I've...
Because I know you're just manufacturing it. You only started this company in March.
Yes, which is probably the fastest I've ever launched anything to market. I used to do this for a living. I actually worked for Mars Wrigley before this. And generally, the innovation cycle is 18 months. when you have to sell to retailers. I am going direct to consumer mainly, some Amazon, and then non-traditional retail at gyms and CrossFits. So that makes it a lot more flexible in terms of that distribution. But
It's coming soon.
it is coming soon. It's at the end of October, so right for Halloween.
Okay.
I will be giving out DeFi Snacks. It is very, very exciting.
I'm very happy for you. I also know that you have a great business degree, right? So you tell us about your schooling. Tell us about your education.
Yes, so I actually have two master's degrees. About 2 years after undergrad, I ended up I lived in Hoboken, New Jersey. I ended up going to Stevens Institute of Technology. All of their degrees had a little bit of a tech spin to it. So I got a lot of value out of that just directly coming out of school, coming out of my undergrad. And pretty much as soon as I got out, I actually career searched and realized I wanted to do consumer products brand management. So for that, generally speaking, you need an MBA. So I took a little bit of time, went back, studied for my GMAT, and went back to NYU Stern part-time, but I did do full-time PACE. And it's funny because I remember one of the full-time students actually telling me that I'm taking more classes than him. I think one semester I was taking 16 and a half credits, which is quite a bit for a part-time student. And so I finished it in 2 years while still working full-time. So I'm kind of used to doing this, handling, a lot of balls in the air, balancing of the two things or a couple of things that are really important in my life.
And you also have a family, so you're a mompreneur. And before we wrap up, the other thing that really impressed me and why I wanted to have you on is that you give a percentage of your proceeds to women-owned businesses or like a nonprofit that helps women-owned businesses that are trying to find that seed money to start.
Yes, exactly.
It's fantastic. Look at you.
So when I started building the business, I did a lot of research on, how to. Currently, I'm self-funding, but how do I eventually, especially when I go to retail, get funding? And what I realized is less than 2% of businesses are female-owned that get VC funding. So that kind of didn't sit right with me. And although I'm very small myself and I need help myself, I think I can build this company and then also rise while helping other businesses as well. So our focus, especially as a mom, especially as I want to say part-time entrepreneur, but it's really 2 or 3 jobs. I do want to help my community and continuously kind of help other women get to at least to where I'm at now, but hopefully where I will be in the future as well.
To take the first step. And
exactly.
Think about that. All of the big chocolate companies that we all know, they all started just like with one idea. I mean, you probably already know the story because you were working in chocolate, but like the guy from Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, he was just walking down the lane and met the guy on a farm, and then one thing leads to another, but all brands start somewhere.
Exactly.
But at least you've taken the concept and you've put it into reality, and I just feel like it's gonna go places. I'm excited for you. And I wanted to celebrate you, and I was like, all right, let's go, So Tatyana, thank you for being here. Thank you for letting us be like one of the first national shows you're on. And I think I would love to have you come back next year so that we could say that this was the starting point and to find out where you're going to be in a year from now, because I just feel like DeFi is going to be everywhere.
I would love that. Thank you so much for having me, Donna. It was a pleasure.
You're welcome. I'm very excited for you. Be like Tatyana. I mean, seriously, if you have a goal or a vision, all it takes is just one step of action every single day, and your dreams can become a reality. Please look for DeFi, Google it, and I'm going to be trying to bag, you'll be trying to bag, and I promise you that you'll be happy that you did. Be well.